Maze Runner Death Cure. So Maze Runner Death Cure is the third installment in the Maze Runner franchise. First Maze Runner, remarkably enjoyable. Second one, Scorched Trials, remarkably not. Now we've hit Death Cure, and basically, this is a rescue mission. They're out there in their Mad Max-ish kind of way. They need to get into this city that's actually a pretty good stronghold. Like it was plucked out of the future and plopped into this shithole. Can I still say shithole? It's a shithole. So they gotta go into this fortress and get their friend, pretty much the gist. Granted, one thing leads to another in this movie, it being the concluding chapter of a trilogy. What I liked in this movie, Dylan O'Brien. Dylan O'Brien is a pretty charismatic dude. Dylan O'Brien's one of those actors, even when Dylan O'Brien is in a piece of shit, Dylan O'Brien is still good in that piece of shit. And when the climax of this movie was going down, it felt like gloves were off. Keep your eye on the background, shit is always happening. Makes the world feel lived in and makes the threat feel real. Nothing worse when it's like, it's all that war. And then when something's happening here, you look in the background, you're like, nah, I'm pretty sure nothing's going on back there. But this movie had a big hurdle to get over with me, and that is the fact that I don't really remember Scorched Trials at all. This is that moment you realize my rating system isn't really a rating system, it just illustrates my state of mind. When I say I'm not going to remember a movie in T-minus 1 day, I mean I'm not going to remember it, and I don't. Granted, if I were a responsible human being, I would have taken a couple hours out of my day to catch up on Scorched Trials, but there's no fucking realm of reality where I'm going to revisit a shitty movie for the sake of that. I'm not going to do it. And really, I guess this is me saying this movie could have benefited from some text, something to catch us up on the whole thing. I mean, Blade Runner 2049 had text like, okay, this is what happened, this is what you missed. Even Spider-Man 3 had a little montage at the beginning. It's like, all right, here's everything leading up to this. This could have used something, but it just starts you off on like Mad Max steals a train. Maybe I'm the only one who will feel this loss coming into the movie. I'm saying the movie was delayed. It's been a while. I don't know that there's a lot of people who are like, I need to watch Scorched Trials twice because it's fucking awesome. I just personally felt that could have used something to refresh our memory. But the main character and his friend, like their friendship in this movie made it for me. One thing in particular was done, I felt very well. It saved the movie for me. It's the thing I can look at and be like, no, there's the light. Among all the cliches in this movie, right down to the point where they get to the helipad, like, nothing's here. And I'm like, wait for it. Just wait for it. Oh, there they come. They're a little late. I saw that in Aliens. There's so many things in this movie you've seen in so many other movies. It kind of gets old and tired at a point. But that friendship and that arc showed me that there could have been a lot more going on here. And I don't care about any of the romances either. I guess he had a romance with one of the guys. I don't care. I remember he had a romance with the other girl, but still didn't care. All these things that bring us into the characters' worlds and make us root for them, so you want to see the world get cured. I didn't care about any of it, so I really didn't care if the world got cured. And the pacing in this movie was off too. It's 2.5 hours long. It should have been 2 hours long. You're gonna have a 2.5 hour long movie have compelling characters. As I stated, they really didn't. I firmly believe there's nothing this movie did in 2.5 hours that it couldn't have done in 2 hours. This movie does have some enjoyment in it. As an infiltration movie, it is at its baseline entertaining. Or I should say, it's baseline entertaining. At its max, it's baseline entertaining. You know what I mean? It's not breaking new ground here. It's full of cliches, but it doesn't make it terrible. It just makes it cliche. How much cliche pisses you off? Well, there's your metric. And the movie felt a bit unfulfilling at the end because of the fact, I guess it's the concluding chapter of a trilogy. When this movie ended, I was like, all right, I guess we're waiting for the next one. And I learned it's the concluding chapter of the trilogy, so I guess there's not going to be another one. Guys, in the end, Death Cure, I can say this, better than the second one. Dylan O'Brien carries the movie. The friendship between him and his one friend, that's the friendship that makes it for me. Didn't really care about anyone else. The first act of the movie, this setup, I thought was just choppy as hell. But all in all, I think I have found the recipe to enjoy this movie, and that is blood alcohol content. Because Maze Runner Death Cure has enjoyment, but would probably be a better time if I were drunk. Yeah, now it's a party. All right, guys, so Maze Runner Death Cure. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below. Let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.